and gentlemen, we have the man of the hour. We have Mr. Matt.
Mr. Matt is here. How's everybody doing? Good to be seen once again. Thank you for having me.
Oh, excellent. No problem. We're glad to have you here tonight. So, Mr. Matt, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself. We got some real fun results here from the general audience that actually did have a chance to take a gander of you as you were walking here up across the stage.
Well, just to keep it really simple, I'm a hard-working man. I work a blue-collar job. People would describe me as very selfless, a golden guy, go-to man, funny, funny to be around, one of the most hardest-working people they've ever known, and just an all-around great, good guy, so...
Great, good guys are always a nice plus to have within themselves.
Yeah.
Now, we do have a few questions that the audience did bring up, just as a, get a more idea about yourself here.
Well, shucks, they never know unless they ask, right? So
that's for sure. So
you can give yourself your own description, but the questions will give the answers to what people want to learn about you, right?
Indeed, that is definitely the truth. So let's go ahead and start with the first question here. This comes from a woman named Kelly, age 30, size is 24, 32, 36.
Well,
Says
you know what? There's a lot of perfect. It's like, there doesn't need to be like a perfect size, this, that, the other.
Mm-hmm.
If a woman can be sexy, that's what's golden.
Awesome. Now, Kelly's question to you is sex with furniture. What do you think?
Well, okay, the only... well, the thing is, what's tough about that question is the peripheral, is the peripheral, of the audience. So that's what's tough, That's what's tough, But sex with furniture, I don't condone having sex with furniture. More or less, I'd rather have sex on it.
No, wouldn't we all wish that?
But
at one point or another.
I don't how freaky of a question actually are you being? Is it's like a person doing like a one-off with a piece of furniture, like dry humping, insertion, or sex with furniture. It's like, furniture is most likely involved when you're having sex, right? So,
that's true. That's very true.
Kelly, I need a bit more of a detailed question.
No problem.
All right.
I'm sure we can probably get that. Now, awesome. We do have another question here from the audience. This one actually comes from Luciferian Death Toll, who says she's goth chick, sizes doesn't matter unless it's the bowels of hell, who wants to ask you, if a plane crashes on the borders between the U.S. and Canada, where do you bury the survivors?
It depends. I would just go ahead and say it depends on their citizenship. Okay, if they're a Canadian citizen going to the U.S., you bury the survivors in Canada, and vice versa. If it's
okay,
and I must have made a funny looking face to have you, the interviewer, go ahead and laugh. If the person is born in the U.S., you go ahead and you bury the survivors from the U.S. That's how I would do it. Make it easy.
Well,
Wait, are you laughing because I totally missed the point of the question?
Well, considering the fact that you normally don't bury survivors, but this definitely is a interesting question asked by a goth chick.
You caught me off guard.
That's a joke.
Caught me off guard. Where you bury the survivors? You don't bury the survivors,
That's awesome. Keep going.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and let's take some other polls here from the audience.
Jeez Louise, Cantonese. I can't believe I freaking... No, you know what it is? It's like the anxiety. You want to look...
Louise, Cantonese.
Yes, you want to look good on camera. You don't want to say anything, stupid, and you just want to go ahead and go with the flow good.
This is fun.
And it's like a bluff. You got to call on your own bluff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lesson learned. All right. So
let's see. We also have...
It got hotter, didn't it?
Yeah.
It got wicked hotter. It's like, how that? What
it's a little hot on stage here. Okay, we have another one.
No, you know what it is? It's the light. Is
this Boston?
No, it's his Boston. It's the light shining bright on us.
It is Boston, yes.
I'm my khakis.
All right, so we got another question from Angus Pounster.
Angus Pounster? What's his name?
Angus Pounster.
Angus Pounster.
Yeah.
It's like a porn star name.
I know.
Yeah.
Sounds like a burger joint.
Yeah. Must be some pretty good beef.
With furniture.
Yeah. All right, let's see. What does it say? Question is, where is my alimony?
Where is your alimony? You better go ahead and ask your other ex-husband off of that, because you're not getting alimony off of this. We just met.
Oh, okay.
Jeez. Jeez. Ask a question like that, you're like in debt already with me.
No, yeah, that's definitely for sure. Let's see now. Oh, here we go. Last question of the night comes from Amy, who says that according to her ID it's 18, but who knows? It depends on the country. Wants to know what your thoughts are about Justin Bieber, the Twilight movies, and also the film The Notebook.
Okay. All right. The Notebook I never seen, so I can't give you an opinion. Justin Bieber, you know what? He's a rising star who's got, he's claimed to fame. He's got talent, and it seemed like he was on the cusp of being an addict and going, the reverse way, but he fixed himself, matured, and hey, you know what? Don't be a hater, and just because he's Justin Bieber, don't be a hater, and he's a young dude, he's up and coming, he's learning life, and excuse me, what was the one before Justin Bieber?
The Twilight book series.
The Twilight book series. I never got into that. I saw it, and it just seemed like it was one of those fad series that came out during the early 2000s. But here's the thing. I got jaded out in 1987, 1988, pushing it when Roseanne Barr went off air. I mean, that was my favorite show. Yeah, when Roseanne,
Nice.
when Roseanne got off air, I'm like, you know what? It was so good. You don't want to watch anything else. For example, it's like, I'm a big comic book collector, right? And I love my comic books. And I like, like when Todd McFarlane was doing the Spider-Man back in the day, and he was really doing, some really good artwork, for Spider-Man. And he did some Hulk pieces. Hulk's my favorite cartoon character. It's like when you see that good a talent on a comic book, and then you see other stuff coming up, Cartoon Network and Ren and Stimpy and South Park. Everybody kept raving about South Park, but I'm like, look at this generic cartoon. I can't even get into it because the talent looks so bad on the drawing. But it's like you can't really discount it because I started watching South Park, later in life, and the stuff is entertaining. Yeah, it's very perfect voiceover. It's very entertaining, and they base a lot of stuff on real life. And it's just like, you know what? It's like you can't really base anything on the surface. And I don't know where I was going with that. It looks like you want me to go ahead and hurry up and finish the answer.
Well, that was a very good answer. We'll go ahead and we will send this out online. We'll see what happens. Be sure to send us to Plenty of Fish and Plenty of Crabs.
www.